Okay, it's back. Yeah, I shouldn't really play with the networking cables while streaming. That's never a good idea. But, you know, it's kind of what I do. It looks better? Okay, good. Morning, Codafan. Yeah, that was a moment. Okay. That's looking pretty solid. Fingers crossed. Let's see if it holds. Okay. So, back to where we were. Instead of passing a bunch of things in, because we were passing in global emoticons and channel emoticons, we're combining those into one set. So it'll be emoticon name to a list of, or a vector, right? A vector of context, right? Like, let's say security context or user context, like how it can be used, right? And then the context will be global, channel, or user specific to a channel. So we have external emoticons, and we're passing those in to here. Get those Twitch emotes. Now let's see, where does that break down here? Pass those through. Parse message. Only getting one. Get emotes. Now extras doesn't have nearly as much. Okay, let's go change extras. Extras now only has external emotes. Ooh, and the type is wrong. What do we do here? Does it care? Okay. And just double checking everything's better. Okay, let's keep going. So we have our external emotes, but what is the type now? That should just be emotes. So we have our dash map. Clone is not satisfied for dash map. Could that be an arc? And why does it need to be clone? Can we just remove clone? It's the constructor, that's fine. But where do we need clone? There are tests down there. Yeah. I don't see it. Let's just go forward with that. We'll see. Okay. So now we just have... That's no longer like so. Oops. Here it's just borrowed. Default's not satisfied. Do we care? Okay. All of the tests are broken. Okay, we'll ignore those though. I can fix those up later. Now, when we go to emotify a message, what do we do? So we have our extras. We have external emotes. Now we need to check and see if it's global, if it's channel, and then if it's user specific for the channel. So the first one should be global. Well, let's see. Let's do this slightly different. What were we doing here? This was... Okay, oh, no, come back. We're looking at extras, looking at the Twitch emotes to see if it's in the Twitch emotes. Okay. That's fine. Then we check to see if it's in the global emotes and then in the channel emotes. Now these two will likely collapse into one check to see if it's in the external emotes, and then if we have access to use it. Okay. External emotes at this point should be... Wait, why doesn't it know what that is? Okay. That should be the dash map. And we should be able to ask the dash map if it contains something. What are the functions on dash map? Let's check. What we got going here? Oh, so many tabs. What's this one? Oh yeah, jeez. Gonna close a number of these. How about starting there? 35 tabs. Goodbye. Dash map. Oh, wrong one. Dash map. We could get the entry, but we do not need to create it if it doesn't exist. So we could just say, get me this thing. And that'll give us a dash set. Then we can iterate over the dash set. Anything else in there? Remove retains shards. View. Oh, what's a view? Let's see. I still seem to have the lock there. All right, let's just go with get. Does not need to be... Oh, it contains key. Else if let some... contexts equals... We'll get that. Okay. We'll do stuff there. And these are going to be simply external emote. Okay. Otherwise, just the part. Fine. If the mode has global access. Now, we need to know what the context is. So as we're parsing this, I think extras doesn't have enough information in it. Oops. Let's see, where are we here? That's Lexers, we don't need that. No, come on, logos, come back. Let's go back to our extras here. We need to know our context. Like, pub. Like, what channel are we in? And then also, who's the sender, right? Okay, so now we have the two pieces of context that we need when we are parsing these messages here. Okay, what else? We're going to ignore those pieces. Outside of that, we come back to Twitch message, where we have to give it that context. So when we start to parse a message, we get the message, but we are not given the channel. Ooh. Yeah, those could just be stirs, couldn't they? Sender. Fix that up. Look at that multi-cursor. Haha. Okay. Who calls this? This one. So now we need the sender, which would be... So we have the channel here. And do we... Oh. Display name or user ID? User ID, I believe, is numeric, or it's a UUID or something, right? It's numeric. It looks numeric, but it's actually a string. Interesting. What do we use there? Should we associate this with the user ID? Probably. That's because if the person changes in the middle of a stream, at least user ID wouldn't change. What about when we're fetching these? Do we get the user ID back? When we're fetching the emote sets, we send out the emote sets, but that's for the channel. These are the emote set IDs. Okay. Let's go look and see what that looks like. Here's user state. Channel. Display name. Wait, how do I... This is always for me, isn't it? So it's always my user ID, or the user's user ID, not Mr. Halsey's user ID. Interesting. Display name is available, but I don't think it's the right piece of information to use. Okay. Let's go back to twitch.rs. As we log in, we get this Twitch IRC ready. What else do we get? What's in Twitch IRC ready? Twitch ready. I want to see what that is. Username. I don't think that one's going to be useful. Join, clear chat. What else do we get? Global user state. What I'm looking for is the first place where we know what our user ID is. I don't think it's here. I think the first place where we know it is... Oh goodness, it's going to be passed in. So when we run inner, right, we pass in the login information. And at that point, we also should know what our ID is. Do we want to pipe that through just to add it to this command down here? For user state? I don't think so. Let's combine that elsewhere. So here, where we listen for the event, we have access to more state. So we should be able to get to some user state or have access to someplace where we can store it. And then we can use that and dispatch that with emoticons loaded. So emoticons loaded. Channel user should be some sort of user ID. I wanted a new type for that. Which user ID? Type for now. Okay. So now we need to know where that context is. Where is that state? Let's go look in our state. Oh, wrong place. Nope, that's also the wrong place. State, state, state. Let's see what it's managing. Manage external emoticons. Mention names. Twitch command center. That's our channel to be able to talk to the Twitch event loop. We no longer have that. We deleted it. We used to have like an app state, which is just completely gone. What else? Do we ask it to manage something later? Here. Manage me loaded. What's in that? User data that has RID in it. Okay. Which user ID? Okay, so we just need to ask for the me loaded information. So that we can add that to the proper place. Wait, which handle emoticons loaded? Not that one, not that one. We're coming back to that one. It's going to be here, Twitch emote sets. So we need me loaded. Me info, I don't know. Okay, and then once we have that, we should be able to provide that to emoticons loaded for the context. Now in this case, it's a channel. This is where we figure out which emote sets to fetch. Here. Fetch the emote sets. And at this point, they are just being saved as channel emotes, not channel user emotes. How would we know that we have channel only emotes? Thank you, Microsoft Updater. Oh, if it's for a channel. Wait. Okay, so if we have a channel, then the context is for the channel. Otherwise, it's for global, which isn't quite right. Okay, but where does channel come from? Channel's from here on the event. So on the event for Twitch emote sets, we can say, yes, load this for a specific channel. I see. When we do that, come on, go back. Channel's probably the wrong choice here. And our context is we don't have anything that tells us whether or not it's user or channel, because it just says this user gets all of these emote sets, right? Maybe that information is on the emote set itself. Let's look at that data. See it. Owner ID, emote set, emote type. Oh, it might be in here somewhere. And there's some extras like emote type, emote set ID, owner ID. So we're skipping some information. Oh, that's in a conversion. That's okay. Oh, where is it? Here. Emote type. Follower emote. Sub emote. Okay, so we need to understand this information. We need to know. Is it a bits tier? Interesting. What's a bits tier? Shows you how much I know about Twitch, right? So you can... Oh, I cannot cheer in my own channel. Okay. Fine. I will not cheer here. There will be no cheer. Merry Christmas. Oh, you know what? This guy didn't survive the update. I guess it's not partition tolerant. Sorry, cap theorem. Ignore that. Anything else? Okay, so it looks like emote type we need to pay attention to. I wonder if this is optional. We have 3 different values, okay. Bits tier, follower. Bits tier, follower, and subscriptions. We will need both of those. Okay, now we have the emote type. So we need the emote type here. Oh, no, not there, not there. Back over in main. Okay. So we know what the channel is that we were told to fetch these on. All right, but here, okay, so we don't know the channel. Okay, that's fine. So we have the channel. Ah, but what we don't know is whether or not that's required. Like if that's a optional field. We don't know if that's optional. But here's our emote set, right? Emoticons. And the... Oh. The way that we're dispatching this is per context. It's not the emoticon context. It's like the whole bucket. But here for the context. So we could either dispatch this 3 times. And split this data up into the different types. Right? Global, etc. Right? Global channel and so forth. Ooh. How far do we want to bubble this change into the system? Because should emoticons have context? I don't... No, I don't think so. Okay, so we'll do this maybe 3 times. Have some tea. We have the emoticons, but what shall we do with those? We need to iterate over them. Or we need to split the collection. So first we take out all of the ones that might be, let's say, global, right? Then all of the ones that are just channeled, and all of the ones that are so forth. But I think it's just, is it channel or is it global, right? And then if it's channel, then there might be user-specific ones. Channel versus global. If channel, and also user-specific. Interesting. And let's just double check that on their API. So get emote sets. Okay, where's the global emote sets? Is that up higher? Yes. So here, there is no specific thing. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, that's going to be an optional field then. Okay, let's go change that in Helix. Twitch emote set. Option to that. Okay, back over to main. I wonder how this would do if we just... I'm trying to reduce chatter, right? Over, let's say, the back end to front end. But is it better to have more smaller messages or just one large message? I've been going with the single larger messages. Just because there's less time that you have to sync up, like let's say a thread with the render part of the UI on the front end. Okay. So now that we have our emoticons, emoticons dot partition. What is this type? Unknown. Yeah. Still unknown. Type annotations needed. I know your emoticons. Oh, it's a hash map. Okay, we should have done... Okay, we'll have to do this after we partition the set. Okay. Partition... Oh, partition dedupe. What is this? Well, that's neat. That's not quite what we want. We have a vector. We could sort it. But really I just want to split it into pieces. Hey, Mo Alley. Welcome everyone. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? There's a split. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Returns an iterator over slices separated by elements that match predicate. The matched element is not contained in the subslice. Interesting that it just returns an iterator. That's kind of neat. If it's divisible by 3 here, we just get the first piece, the next piece. Huh. Basically, you just keep asking the iterator for more chunks. But it's kind of like just doing a filter, right? Not the best, realizing how much little Rust programming you have knowledge of. Well, that's how you gain, right? Self-awareness is a good thing. Love the audience. That's good. That's good. That's cool. Yes, and when I started streaming Rust, I knew nothing about Rust. It's just, you know, what I read online, right? And decided to convert a game backend engine, which we still didn't finish, but we'll get back to that eventually. Okay. So that's not quite what I want. Maybe I want partition, really. Sort it first. Sort it, split it. Oh, do they like a take while? That just gives you the range. I see. Oh, you don't come from a programming background. Well, that's another little challenge, but I'm sure you can manage that. Rust has got a lot of great documentation. It really does. Hey, Sock the Dev. Rust is everywhere these days. What are we building? We're currently working on this chat thing here. It's built using Tauri. Okay. So it's built using Tauri, which is this cool framework. It's like Electron, right? But it has a Rust backend instead of a JavaScript one. So that's nice. It's got a focus on security, bundle size, etc. Right? It's pretty neat. I'm actually using Svelte instead of React. Or if Rust is the best choice for a beginner? I don't know. I've taught my kids a little bit of Rust. But I think it's more of an interest thing. They like ponies and penguins and unicorns better. You know, like, how much programming do you teach the 7-year-old, right? I don't know. I think it's better depending on what the interests are, right? If the interest is make a computer do something, then something higher level might maintain interest longer. If it's to understand the computer, then something much lower level could also maintain interest, right? Like, some people got into assembly really early. You know, I find that they can be complex if you didn't start with them. So if you start with them, it might actually be simpler. Right? Like, it might be harder to add to something like JavaScript or Python knowledge than to take away if you started out with that knowledge. So if you start out with all the memory related knowledge and then go into something like JavaScript or Java, right, where you have garbage collection, like, oh, okay, I just don't have to worry about that. But you can tell if somebody's been like a systems programmer and they do JavaScript or Python because their concerns still bleed through in their code. And I think it creates better organized code. I think we want to sort by let's go with this. Let's go with this split. I think this is going to give us what we want. So first we'll split this on the type, right? Is it channel? Is it not channel? almost makes sense to have these paired up. The context with an emoticon. So emoticons here. That's the hash map. Okay, of the name to all the different information about the emoticon. And if we were to add context, it would be kind of around the pair, which I don't think we really want everywhere. The other place, they could just ignore it, right? Kind of like, good morning and happy Friday. How are you? Got to open it. A really deep voice. It's morning. Yeah, just wait till evening and I'll be talking way up here. Yeah, no, this is my streaming voice. My kids even tease me about it. In your country it's 4:26, yeah. I'd be an octave or two higher by then. After all the stresses of work sink in and everything starts to tighten. Yeah. And if I focus on it a little more, right? Like right now I'm thinking about it. When you get me not thinking about it, yeah, I'll be a little bit more relaxed. I'll probably be around this range. Oh, fellow GMT +1 representing, yeah. So emoticons, yeah, I'm still at a loss. I don't know exactly where I want to put that because we are like 3 levels deep in this change. Like one change, we got another change, we got another change, and I want to stop that at some point. And so I'm thinking, you know, if we just dispatch more pieces here. So we're going to have more dispatch messages. No, we want split. Ooh. Do we want split inclusive? What is... The matched element is contained in the end. Oh, so if you're like looking for the end of a sentence, right? Oh, you're a beginner in Rust. Changing from JavaScript. Take some of the shift away of thinking about programming. Interesting. How has that journey been? And do you know any other languages? We have to give this a predicate. Oh, what are they going to give us? The value. Okay, so we get... We get an emote set? Really? Okay, and then we just collect... Hold on, what is... So we get an emote set back. It's a vector of emote set. Okay, so we have a vector of emote set. Let's pluralize this because I didn't see that. Emote sets. There we go. We have our emote set. We need to return true or false. It's slow. Oh, you have computer science degree, but you know how languages work. But you've never written any. You never write any. Oh, I see. Other than Python and JavaScript. You know basics of C++ without pointers. Okay. Well, that's a pretty good starting place then. And what are you using to learn Rust? Oh, and I need to text my kid. All right. So we're going to look at emote set, and we want all of the ones where... Ooh. If that's a Twitch emote set emote... A Twitch emote set emote... that has the emote type on it. Is none. We want an iterator for everything where it's none. People learn Rust without just jumping right in. Well, it's... How else do you learn it, right? Oh, you want to use it in web development. Okay, to create faster web apps. Rust became very popular. Okay, and you see that vibe, you're going to join it in. That's cool. Why should you learn Rust? It can solve problems in many domains, right, in a safe way. You have a new job, doing some DevOps job, and you thought it would be good to know any low-level language. DevOps representing. Well, Rust pretty much does what it promises, right? If we look at rustlang.org, it's performant, it's reliable, and once you know it, there's productivity. You can basically compete in just about any field, right? You should know C for DevOps. I don't know. I know a lot of people in DevOps learning Go. Yeah, I think there's a missing kappa on that. Yeah, and Rust is getting a bit of traction, so. But the community is also very, very welcoming, right? If you hop on Discord and start asking questions, the Rust community is generally very, very welcoming. So simple, it's amazing. Yeah, could see that. It's part of the reason it was created, right? To have a language that fixed a lot of the problems that Google was seeing internally. That's why there's oh, it's private. I forgot. So that's why there's no type hierarchy in Go, right? You can't subclass something. Everything's interfaces. Mozilla created Go. Oh, I didn't. Oh, wait. Yeah, Mozilla I thought created... Wait. Rust. Where did Rust start? Was it in Mozilla? Or was it independent and then Mozilla helped out? I don't remember. But yeah, Google created Go. Did I misspeak on that? Sometimes I'll be thinking of one thing and say another. You have to rewrite Firefox in the Servo browser, which is getting a reboot apparently. which is cool. Okay, engineer of Mozilla who created Rust. Got it. All right, and we need to go change that type. Why don't we just impl this? Function is global self returns a bool. Okay, so in this case we will say self.emote type dot is none, right? There we go. So we're going to split on that. We'll get an iterator. Well, the creator, what was it? The creator that ended up going to build, was it that new language that Apple's doing? All right, Moali, thank you for the raid. Take care. And happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Graydon Horace. Did Graydon go do the Apple language? Was it somebody else? Somebody else on the team? Because I remember somebody from Rust going to do the Apple language. Swift, yes, Swift. Thank you. I forgot. I was not remembering that. Different group. Different group. So we have our global emotes here. At this point, we're basically going to be doing this with everything that's returned from this iterator. So some of this is going to just get extracted out into probably a little closure, so we can do this multiple times, once for global emotes and once for channel emotes, etc. Hold on one moment. I heard a car door. Be right back. All right, there we go. Oh, exciting. Woo. This chair you can like sit in like 1,000 different ways. And I find myself like constantly moving in it. I don't know. It's kind of neat. All right, so we have an iterator. We need to loop over that for actually, we know the context for this. The context in this case is going to be global. So we could dispatch that. We need to convert them and dispatch them. Okay. Which is pretty much this here. We do this as long as there's stuff inside of it. Okay. How do I like Tauri so far? Was looking into UI libs a while ago. I really like it, and welcome Lemonade Jack. Happy Friday. Lemonade, I said Jack, I meant Jetpack. Man, I just looked at that and yeah. Actually, this is kind of neat. So because we could take global emotes. We want to flatten that. So into iter, flatten, collect. Does that actually work? Oh, no method flatten around split. Because that's a, okay. Yeah, so we can do into iter, but not. Interesting. Does into iter consume that on split? Into iter does consume it. We don't want to do that. Basically, we just want to flatten. But we can't. Oh, Flayton. I have Flayton. Thank you. Huh. Okay, let's look. How's it not going to give us our error? Oh, do I have to scroll right? I'll scroll right. Borrowed emote set from iterator. Really? Because this is supposed to give us... Hold on, I thought flatten was supposed to give us... a list, like a collection. No, I don't want flatten. I want split. Split was supposed to give us a collection. Right? Or multiple collections, rather. So in this case, or multiple iterators, pardon me. So we have the iterator. We have the first section, right? We split, so we skip the one that's divisible by 3, which is 33. Then we get another, oh, these are slices. And collect needs turbofish, just like, okay. Oh, that's interesting. I see, so we're getting these slices. So we have an iterator to slices. Interesting. Let's say we want to basically collect all of those into one piece. That, what would that look like? That would look like... I don't want to reallocate that because I might have to clone for that. So instead, why don't we just sort the emote sets, and then the splits should be... Oh, is the stream suffering? Oh, it is suffering. Yeah, it says it's unstable. Having a Starlink moment, or is my Wi-Fi being the culprit? Let's see. Go to statistics. Outages. You know, it's not had anything recently. Yeah, Starlink seems okay. I wonder if it's just something upstream from us. Like here, you can see we're definitely buffering. Yeah, there's no data coming out the other end of this. What the heck, Twitch? Actually, that means it's my problem, isn't it? Uh-oh. It's trickling some data out. And now it's starting to go. Interesting. Well, it's draining now. Yeah, it's just tossing data to Twitch. It's going straight through the proxy. Yeah, and it's, I don't know, it's behind a bit. Anyhow. Yeah, we have a RTMP proxy we wrote for the stream because I was an early Starlink adopter. And it helps to smooth things out. I have a 1-second buffer happening in here. And if it's longer than a second, you can see things still get little hiccups. And this looks like it was a many second hiccup. Like, why are we so far behind on this? This is the number of bytes in memory. Oh, it's got 6 megs, so that's 4 seconds. On my box here, not yet hit the proxy. Yeah. I wonder what's going on. Could be an issue with my proxy, could be an issue somewhere else. I don't know. Let's just hope that gets better. I'm gonna put that over here so I can keep an eye on that. Oh, it's not visible. Something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna do a speed test real quick. I don't believe it. Let's see, speed test incoming. Boom. Yep, downloading at 180 megabit per 200. I hit 201. 202, 203, 205. I think I saw 209 in there. Yeah, I can upload it like, what, 5 megs right now, separate from... And that's from my phone. Right. And we're back. might be better. We'll see. Yep, okay. We're not using the Stitch thing anymore. Good night, Stitch. Alright. So now we're going straight to Twitch for our connection, and hopefully it holds. We'll see. Okay, so at this point we've got emoticons. Now you were saying want to zip them back up. Interesting. So we can use zip. Where is zip? Iter zip. Oh, I see. Yeah, and that we're going to have more than two, so we'd have to do that. But I think we can avoid that by sorting it first. So we can just sort the collection. Expected 0 arguments, found 1. Oh, we want to sort on, sort by, sort. Okay, A, B. We want global first and everything else second. Actually, we know if it's global because our channel would say it's global or not. So this is a difference between channel and not channel. Okay, so if we're doing global emotes, when we fetch them, oh, I did that wrong. Okay. If global, or rather if global, aka no channel, all are in the, let's see, channel the global context. If channel context is channel or user. So in this case, we just do what we did before. What was that? Well, what we were doing. So let's handle the global case. If channel is none, and we do something like this. Oh, we needed the we have the Twitch emote sets. Into iter collect. Okay. If it's not none, basically we do the same thing, but we sort them into two parts, right? Channel specific ones and user specific emotes. And then we'll dry it up afterwards. Okay. So this is the take that. Just going to delete that. Okay. Now, the Twitch emote sets here we need to split into two parts. Sort by A, B. I guess we could sort on key, right? Like we could tell it to sort on that property. Sort by key. Let's add a new function on that type. Because we actually can't tell if it's global here. We can tell if it's user specific. Right. So if somebody's subscribed to a channel, right, and they have this emote, that's what we're trying to detect here. There's 3 different types, right? Bits, tier, follower, or subscription. Let's go with that. It's easier to rename later. Is user emote. Okay, so we will sort on that. So which is first? If you sort on Boolean, which becomes earlier in the array? I don't know. So let foo equals true, false, true, false, foo dot sort. Doesn't implement display. No. A vector? Okay, yeah. Get rid of that. Fine. Oh. False is first. The example shows sort unstable, live dangerously. No. I welcome the backseating here. Yeah, no, bring it. Bring it. So false is first. Wow. Well, thank you for that sub, Lemonade Jetpack. Thank you, I appreciate that. Goes towards my coffee habit. I figure if I keep streaming for another 20 years, I might be able to, have some income in retirement. Well, I do think about that every now and then, right? Am I going to do this for 10 years, 15 years? Maybe, right? We'll see. It's been, what, 3 years already? So this is 2022. I started at the end, so 2.5. I started at the end of 2019. Very end. Programmers are inefficient at conversion of caffeine into code. So true, so true. So much true that I had to switch to decaf. I love the taste of coffee. I love the taste of coffee. All right. So we sorted them. Now we want to partition this. I want to split this. Split at. Eatable slices. Interesting. Okay. I think we just need this one. Discord did a really cool article on their comparison. It's on their Medium page. Oh, do you have a link to that? I would like that. Yeah, no. Yeah, dropping a link isn't going to get you banned here. If somebody does. We're kind of laid back. Copy link. It says 2020. Oh, I think I remember this. Right, had to do with the GC bits? Yeah. I love that they have data, right? Yeah, I'm going to share this with people I hope can help make it Rust to be much more accepted in places I want to be. Oh, whoa. Go back. What did I click? Oh, if you click anywhere in the header, it takes you to their blog? Crazy. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Anyhow, I'm going to save that. Move that, to the start, actually. Okay, so that's up there. Whole use case was hogging RAM. Yeah, the header links are kind of strange. Like I clicked just to, because I click things, and sometimes I'll highlight something, and then to clear the highlight, I'll click on something, and
I'm not afraid of your ghost.
I'm trying to also get better with organizing my tabs. And I saw this tree style tab with a buddy. And so I'm trying to kind of organize things. Like here's all of the like svelte stuff, and you can even like make a proper like tree structure, which is kind of neat, right? And then you can collapse a tree. You can say, oh, you know what, I don't need my svelte stuff right now, but maybe my Tauri stuff needs to be open. It takes a little bit of effort, right? But I think it can give a much kind of cleaner, nicer experience. At least the way they were using it, they're fairly diligent on organizing. mostly out of necessity. Okay. Oh, let's close that. Okay. Back to where we were. We were sorting things. And after we sorted, we're going to use split at. Split first. No, split inclusive. See, if I tell it to split, it'll give me an iterator. I don't want an iterator. I just want to own the things that come out of it. So split at seems like it's going to do what I want. So we have it sorted. So we'll get two sections, right? One section that is just for channel, and another section which is user specific in that channel. And partition, what is partition? Returns an index of the partition point according to the given predicate. The index of the first element of the second partition. Okay. The slice is assumed to be partitioned according to the given predicate. This means that all elements for which the predicate returned true are at the start of the slice and all. Okay. Okay, so I can use the same thing. The slice is not partitioned. I see. Wait, sorted? If it's not sorted, or do they mean partitioned? Returned result is unspecified and meaningless as the method performs a kind of binary search. Yeah, if it's not sorted. I think we found a bug in Rust docs. Usually when I think I find a bug, they're like, no, you just interpreted it wrong. So now I read it again just to make sure. This also seems like they're using partitioned where I would have used sorted. Partition dedupe. Oh, that's nightly only? Is this nightly only? No. So those are nightly functions. I see. So if you use partition dedupe, that just dedupes a partition. That's all it's doing. Well, it dedupes. Goodness, I don't even want to say partition. Feels like they're moving towards something, but I don't see it. So we could use partition point and use the same thing. So use partition point, and then we split it at that point. Split at. So partition point. Which emote sets the partition point, and we give it the predicate the same one. Takes a, okay. We could extract this. Oops. No. Deleting the wrong things. Okay. Partition predicate is going to be that. Pipe annotation needed. Oh, this is Twitch emote set emote. Oh, interesting. What is this? Oh, okay. Yep, they should be borrowed. And now we know the point. Now we can split it. Which emote sets does split at. Now we give it the point. Okay. Now this will return a tuple of 2 arrays, right? Or 2 slices, a tuple of 2 slices. So the first half is going to be channel emotes. The second half is going to be user emotes. Okay, so we will dispatch twice, one for the user emotes if it has something, right? Tuple. You feel heard. What's the other way? A tuple? No, it's not a tuple. Not a tuple. It's a tuple. 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 Oh, yeah, tuple. No. Tuple. Two. Oh, goodness. Okay. Channel emotes into iter collect. Let's see. It's not giving me the error. Gotta scroll right. Twitch emote, set emote, Twitch emote. In context here, this one we know will be what is going on with that? Every now and then it feels like Visual Studio and NeoVim get out of sync. Later. I think that's what it is. Guess we could look. Oh, once Rust Analyzer warms up. No suggestions. Oh, emoticon context. Gotcha. Okay, and this will be the channel name. Oh, you know, we could have matched this. Or done a, like, if let sum. And then just swap these. What's up, baby? How you doing? If let sum channel is equal to channel. Else we do that. Take all of that. Put it in here. Get rid of that. Okay. So now we have the channel. And we can pass the channel here. Does this want to own it? It does. Okay. We need to clone that. Not much. All right. We're currently working on this chat app, right? We're adding the ability to send messages. And part of that is understanding which emoticons a user has access to, which ones are available to the user, so that when we craft the message, we can display the emoticons. Because when we send a message, Twitch doesn't echo back their nicely formatted information. So we have to do all of that ourselves. All right, so emoticon, we've got that. We've got our collection. But what are we doing here? We've got channel emotes, right, this slice, and we can convert channel emotes, or rather, Twitch emote set emote iterator into this other emote kind, which is what we were trying to do here. Yeah, that's not, of course, that's not going to work, but it knows what the type is because it's over here. Okay. Emoticons cannot be built from an iterator. Where's emoticons? Emotes. Where's our emoticons? Here. So we can go from that to there. Where is it? We have another conversion here. From iterator. Yeah, so if we have an iterator of Twitch emote set emote, we should... Oh, they're not borrowed. Oh. Okay. Interesting. So if those are borrowed, the ones that we're using, and if we were to try to create an emoticon out of that, right, one, we need the name. We have some things that are allocated, some things that are not, like mostly just the string, isn't it? And we craft the string, so why couldn't we take that from there? Right. Oh, the lifetime. Because where do we put the lifetime? That's why. That's right. Because we can't include an iterator there. A lifetime in that. Alright, so going back to where we were. Let's try to... Yeah, it's that borrow right there. Alright. If we into iter on that, and then collect, now it's telling us that, yeah, now the individual elements are borrowed. Okay, so split out gives us these slices, these borrowed pieces, and that propagates through. We don't own it, we want to own it. Alright, how can we split something and own the results? R-split? Potterian. Potter. Thank you for the follow. Split N. take last, take first, take last. We just want to, I know it's a vector, right? So what can you do with a vector? Split off? Oh, there we go. Yeah, returns a newly allocated vector containing the elements at the range. Okay. So we do one allocation. If we have to. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Allocations aren't bad things. A Tauri question, sure, I'll try to answer. How exactly do you connect the Rust backend to the front end? Because you are making your own link for Apollo client that uses invoke to send GraphQL queries and mutations. Okay, so if we think about this as a restaurant, right? The front of the restaurant, where all the diners are, that's where the web browser is, right? The back of the restaurant is written in Rust, okay? But that's not the back end. That's not like truly the back end. Because if you have some sort of service running on a server somewhere, that's kind of like your back end system, which, you know, the back of the restaurant would send requests out to. It needs to go to the market to get stuff, right? So the back of the restaurant, the Rust part of Tauri, is going to make HTTP requests out to your server. Okay. And you could use an HTTP client to do that. There might be some sort of GraphQL client to do that, or you could even do it from JavaScript. There are some nice, the Apollo client backend. If you're trying to use Apollo client to make GraphQL queries straight to the Rust part of the client, oh, that could be interesting. Is that what you're trying to do? Because there are other ways that you can get data, but I imagine that using the Apollo client on the front end makes things like React interfaces much easier. So having everything local. Okay, so and an offline app with SQLite, perfect. I'm getting it. And why are you using the Apollo client? Give me a little more info. This removes at to length. Okay, so this is the end. We need to use the remotes here. User, and we have to give it the ID here. Because GraphQL is his type share, well, it could be, right? But you might use, or rather want to use Apollo GraphQL on the front end. Just to use it with, let's say, React, right? Because if that's what's driving your front end and people just like to work with that, you know, it could be useful. Because if that's driving your front end, then the other mechanisms for communicating with the back end aren't going to work so well. Or working with the, let's say, back of the restaurant, right? Yeah, easy for each component to request things. Yeah. So it's handling a lot of other kind of front end concerns. So type share is a way for you to be able to annotate your Rust data types and then be able to serialize them and send them to the front end. However, given that you're trying to use GraphQL, it might make more sense for you to simply have the back of the restaurant, the Rust end, start up a HTTP server with a GraphQL interface that can be communicated with from the front end. And that's what we're doing for login. When our app starts up here, we start an HTTP server for the OAuth flow. And you could do the same thing. Just realize that if you don't protect it, it'll be available to anything else on your computer. So otherwise, in Tauri, you can emit events, right? From Rust, you can emit events that JavaScript can listen for. An example of that would be our emote store. So this is our emoticon store, and I'm using Svelte, right? So it's going to have things like, actually it doesn't. Oh, here's record. No. Well, the point is, you can listen to events, right? Receive the event, and then operate on it. So I think if you use this, you could use some sort of middleware for the GraphQL library. It will host it on a port on your machine. You could host it on a local port like 127.0.0.1 and then a port. So it's only accessible on your machine. And then you could also secure it, right? You could say, like, you generate some random token for authentication that you pass to your front end using some sort of event, right? Or your front end could call a command inside of Tauri. Right, so you can create commands that JavaScript can call, and they can return data too, even though I'm not returning data. So you can have some sort of shared secret that they use to communicate. All right. I think that's a little slighted electron there. Wasn't a fitting solution for the problem. Well, the solution worked great. Yeah. And Electron does have that, right? The IPC. But I don't think that... I don't think Tauri has that same mechanism. Does it? Let's take a look. Oh, it does. I mean, and we're talking the event stream or the commands or some third thing. The invoke thing. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, the invoke thing might be a little much, trying to wire that up to GraphQL's middleware, right? Because the Apollo GraphQL stuff, it does a lot. Look, this is a sales site now. I just want the developer stuff. There we go. But if I remember correctly, you can create middleware for the client. And so you could use that middleware to be able to talk over that IPC thing to your backend. However, then you have to understand like how to wire all of that together. And it might be a heavier lift than just starting a port with some sort of shared secret that you communicate over, right? You could even do like SSL or, you know, TLS in the communication. That should be fine too. Interesting. I want to see more. That should be possible. I personally would go the easy route though. I mean that's going to be absolutely possible. But yeah, you'd have to set up some middleware so that at the very end it's not actually hitting HTTP, but something that you collect, you send it over the IPC, and then you parse it, right, and then return your data. So that should be doable. It should be. But it does sound like a bit of a challenge. I'd like to kind of follow you on that. That sounds interesting. Creating a custom link. Oh, there you go. You create your custom link class, wire that up, talk over the IPC bits. Profit, right? Oh, let's not scare anybody, Xenocron. We'll have a little bit of hope, right? Actually, the Rust side, right? Come on, Lib. Come on, you can do it. There's some... Oh, come on. Not my fault. It's not my fault. It might be. It might be my fault. You have something that works. Haven't tested mutations and subscriptions yet. And have to add the error handling part. But queries work and it runs at insane speeds. Nice. Nice. Obviously, right? Well. Oh, there it goes. Which server are you going to use? Or are you using? Oh, that's right. Apollo just open sourced some stuff. I forgot about that. That was getting some traction too. We need the user ID. The user ID is going to come from the me info. Okay, that's the user ID. Oh, that should have been a comma. Okay. Try it up a little. What do we call this? Because we just need to... Basically, I want to do this in a closure. Avoid the closure. Pass in the handle. We also need to pass in the iterator. And that's going to be... Oh, that's an emote. Let's see, emote set. And then we also need the context. Listen handle. Our context is... What is our context here? And the emotes. We call that just emoticons. No, this is Twitch emote set. Okay. That goes away. Is that already borrowed? Oh, I didn't want generics there. That item equals? Okay. Where's this function? Where does it end? You know what? I'm just going to leave that for a moment. That stays. We have dispatch emotes. Listen handle. Needs to be borrowed. Okay. At this point, the context. I jumped back there. It didn't go to the right place. They're giving up. All right. Fine. Got it. Okay, and we need which set of emotes? User emotes. User emotes. There we go. Expected app handle unknown. Found app handle T. I don't really care about the type on that. Since we're doing that, fine. We do need a semicolon at the end of that. Okay, so our context here is not correct. This should always just be global. Using just plain Juniper without any HTTP server? Gotcha, gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. Its items exist from the start of the scope. Let's see. For further... Yeah, they're just saying you can put it at the very end of the scope. I getcha, I getcha. So I could put that here. Or... Oh, I'm... Still not far enough down. Okay. There. All right. Let's see what the suggestion is. Clippy lens. Why is this? Okay. Check for items declared after some statement in the block. Fine. We'll move it up to the top. Where did it go? Oh, we had Twitch emote sets in here. Did I destroy that by moving stuff around? It's up here. Oh, it's in... There we go. It was just in its own little scope. Oh, and these are backwards. Okay. Okay. And we only want to do this if there is a length to the emoticons. What was it? Emoticons. It's just emoticons. Oh, emoticons dot... Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. Emoticons dot emoticons. Ugh. Huh. Okay. Interesting that by adding the if statement, it was no longer able to determine the type. Okay, so we got that one. Sanity check it. Seems okay. have some more errors down here. Let's take a look. Oh, when the emoticons are loaded. So when we get this event, we no longer have global. We just have emoticons. So we have our external emoticons. So when these are loaded, we have our context. Now we're trying to bubble these down in. Okay. So now we just have emotes here. But now we need 2 arguments because it's a hash map instead of a hash set. Now our context, we should really only insert if it doesn't exist in the hash set, right? So what are we getting there? So we have our dash map. Yeah, it's to a dash set. So we need to get the entry so that we can get the value. Okay, so that gets the entry. And modify. And what do we get here? We'll add the context to the entry if it does not already exist. Actually, we could just add it, and it's a set. It just won't do anything interesting. We can get the entry or default. Returns a mutable reference to the element if it exists. Otherwise, insert the default and return a mutable reference to that. Okay. That should be fine. Contexts equals that. Okay. We'll just insert the emoticon context. Okay. And that's going to be from where? I guess it's just because that's what our context is. In which case, couldn't we just take that out of there and just use event.context? That would handle all the global stuff. But what about the channel and the other piece we didn't get to? If let's channel emoticons. So if we have channel emoticons, we try to get the entry. I don't think we really need this loop. I was concerned that, and I think that in this case, this is to help you guard against the case where you may have already locked on this item in the same thread, or And the same async runtime. Ooh. Oh, that's an interesting challenge. How do you manage locks across async contexts? You need to make them as small as possible. Goodness. Yeah, but I don't see anything async here. So we should be good. Zanamiz, thank you for the follow. Oh, that's good tea. Just a touch of coffee in there. Okay. Yeah, we don't have to do any of that anymore. I think it's done because the context is already provided. And we only have one place that we're inserting. We don't have global emoticons and other emoticons now. So I think that's done. Okay, and if we remove an emoticon, dun dun dun. Ooh, what do we do? We have our emotes. We have the channel. That should return an entry to a dash set of contexts. Okay. And we can put or default on that. So we don't need it there. So now it's always there. And now when for every emoticon that was just removed, we need to remove it from the channel. Oh, goodness. So in this case, we're removing the emote. There could be some weird things, right? Let's say, because our source, we don't have a source for this emoticon. So it's possible right now to override kappa with kappa from 7TV. So if we remove kappa, then we also remove the Twitch one, which we don't want to do. Oh, how do we manage the source on this? Upe, thank you for the follow. Or do I think it's just not going to be an issue? Right, is this going to be so rare? Right, it's going to be something that somebody had an emoticon set up that's conflicting with some other emoticon, then they'd remove it, and it's gone from all emoticons. Right. It's a bit of an edge case. I don't know if we should actually tend to it. Yeah. Yeah, I really didn't plan on having to track the sources. Okay, let's look at the emotes again. Right. Because here we have the actual text for the emote, that'd be like kappa, right? And then the context. This is like the security context, right? Or the where somebody can use it. Is it a global emoticon? Is it not global, etc.? So when we go to remove that, do we remove all three? Right, just remove the whole entry from the dash map? Or do we just remove it from specific ones? I think we just remove it from the channel because external emotes are channel specific. So 7TV or better TV emotes are channel specific. And we will not be removing or listening to global 7TV, global external emotes being removed. So that won't be a concern. Okay, so in this case, we just want to remove the channel context from the dash set. Do we know what the channel context? Okay, we do have the channel. Wait, so this is... No, we don't want the entry for the channel. We want the emoticon text. Oh, we flipped this. Now we have name. That's our channel name. Okay, now we have the channel emoticons. And at this point, we have to remove... No, this is the emoticon.
Is everybody in the groove?
We get the emoticon. Now we remove the context. Remove. And we have to give it emoticon context. Channel. Expected string, okay. Oh, that's right. This won't happen very often, so we'll clone that. And now let's explain this. Third-party emoticons are channel specific. So if they are being removed... Hey, Moscow Bish, how you doing? We will only remove the channel context. Third-party global emotes are never removed. Okay. Boom, got it. Okay. What else do we got? Mismatch. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Ah, now the default fun. Okay. So we could fix these by having default on extras. But we can't have default because some reason. Why not default? Oh, because, well, you can't have like channel and sender. Like, what's the default channel? What's the default sender? That won't ever work. Hey, B4141. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yeah, these can't really default on that. Maybe we can implement it only for the test code? Either that or we update these, I don't know, 14 elements. Let's see. Let's do this. Let's just create a function. Function. What do we call it? Extras default. Going to return in extras. Oh, but we can't because it has borrowed info. Let's try it. Extras. Okay. Channel. Mr. Halsey. Sender. Mr. Halsey. Oh, this guy's all over the place. Twitch emotes. Yeah, it'll be static, right? It dawned on me afterwards. Mention names. What are these? Hash map? Why is it going crazy with that hover? Missing lifetime specifier. Static. External emotes. It's a dash map. Oh, it's a reference to a dash map. Ooh. External maps, okay. We do that, and what's the type on this? Oh, we don't need random state in there. Okay. Now that has a static lifetime. Test. External emotes. Okay, mention names. It's a cow. Oh. Oh, is that a vector? What was that? A dash map? A dash set. Okay. Fine. Now we just need to find and replace. Oh, what is the hotkey for that? Did I just like seriously like really close it? No, there it is. Okay. Okay, so we got our extras default figured out. Back to that one in just a moment. No such field. External emotes. Oh, these need to be combined. Okay, yeah, there's some type differences there. Oh, well, that's close. Let's see. Anything else outside of this? Twitch chat. I think we're good in Twitch chat. Let's collapse those. Any other errors? Oh, it takes more, yes. But why? Is that because we're passing, yeah, channel and sender. Channel and sender were not passed through here. We have channel. And we have the user ID. Okay. Sender ID, good. Where do we, what is this? Okay, let's go to the next one. It's just not my jam. All right. We're using that user ID way down there. That's going to be a string, but it needs to be cloned. So let's take a reference there. And then here we'll just clone it. Okay. Oh, we're getting so close to being able to run it. Okay. Handle emoticons loaded. Emoticons loaded. Oh, yes. We actually need to clone that. Yep, but it's not implemented. Anything else? All right. I gotta run here in just a moment. But let's see if we can, let's see if it crashes, if it runs. Let's see what we got. Oh. All right. Well, a little bit of foreshadowing there. Didn't expect that. Multiple unnamed associated types are not currently supported. Interesting. Type share. Where do you think it's referring to? Thread unnamed panicked at multiple unnamed associated types are not currently supported. This is with type share. So it's currently trying to process our types. Oh, it would be great if it would tell us which one. Unnamed associated types are not currently, which I guess they're unnamed, right? Well, all right. Next time on Mr. Halsey, we'll be continuing our journey. All right, what do we got for Rust? All right, we got German, we got this, we got that. Said, relax and no surprises, please. Yeah. Wait, what are you doing? That's TypeScript there. We got TypeScript. VS Code scripts. All right, no. Serverless Rust plus WASM. All right, Prime. Raid incoming. Well, happy Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back on Monday. So, till next time. Bye-bye.